All right, guys. So the market has dipped down and basically rebounded ahead of today's FOMC minutes report. Equities are pretty neutral here. They're pretty flat. I'm getting my headphones in. I got to get my coffee in a second. What's up, team? Make sure I did everything right. Make sure we're monetized. Oh, forgot to monetize. Let me turn that on. There we go. And we should be good. Today we got the FOMC minutes report. Pretty big report. Very relevant report. We'll see if we get anything good. Report drops at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, guys. So yeah. All right. So again, you can see the NASDAQ dipping down a little bit. Let me make sure my headphones are working. And we should be good. I'm also going to get some music playing in a second. Let me know if you can hear the music. I haven't started it yet. Oh, wait, this is the wrong one. There it is. Maybe it's this one. I got too many pairs of AirPods. I'm going to just say that. There we go. All right, we're good. Let me get the music playing here. Again, you can see the market dipping down after somewhat of a rebound. We also have Nvidia earnings today too. So we got a bunch of stuff, to be honest. I'm going to be streaming for hours and hours, and that's all right. Y'all can't do my black eye's getting better. My black eye's getting better. I wasn't able to go to jiu-jitsu today because we got to do this. Nvidia earnings dropping too. Again, here's Tesla. We got Nvidia up there. Here's the NASDAQ 100. Yeah, we're going to stream Nvidia earnings as well. Yeah, we're probably going to pause again. I mean, we're almost certainly going to pause. I mean, we could always shock, but it's unlikely, you know. So, all right, we're going to do a poll here. But does the market react in a positive or negative way? Does the market react to today's FOMC minutes report in a positive or negative way? We're going to say positive reaction, negative reaction, and then I don't know. It'll be the third option. Vote on the poll. Let us know what you guys think. Yeah, it is the minutes report. CZ stepping down. That's pretty bad if that's the case, you know. Yeah, so CZ resigning from Binance as CEO. Did he put out a reason for it? Yeah, I'll be right back, guys. I got to go grab my coffee. Here, hold on. Hey, Maddie, will you put some milk in my coffee?
Did you stop it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's not like this.
That's okay. Just bring it in. Put some milk in it. Bring it here real quick, actually. Let me see it. We got this new espresso machine that I'm trying to figure out. My jiu-jitsu gym has an espresso machine. So, when I started bringing my kids there, I started trying the espresso. And it was good. As young people say, it was low-key good. Espresso. And so, I've been drinking espresso. Yeah, my daughter's looking at me. Here, wait, stop. Yeah, you can't come on stream in that. Here, give me that.
I was thinking I could
This is a lot. Well, this looks like coffee.
Yeah, I didn't know that I was supposed to stop it.
It doesn't smell like espresso either. I don't understand. Like this espresso machine is just freaking inconsistent.
Were you supposed to stop it?
I don't think so. If that was the case, it would be really creamy and diluted. And it's not. It tastes like, smells like regular coffee. Did you put water in this or something? Dang, man.
I mean, still.
This espresso machine sucks. Now I don't know it, but if it is espresso, it's good. Like drinking this much espresso is gonna be like way too much.
Well, yeah, I can have some.
Yeah, that's just like watered down coffee. What the heck, man? Like I gotta look up how to do this because it shouldn't do this. Like, and like, hold on. Go look up the name brand of that machine. Just go look at it. We got to figure this out because somehow it made me just a regular cup of coffee. Technical analysis doesn't lie. Yeah, but it certainly misleads. Nvidia almost back up to 498. It's testing 5s right now. Yeah, no, this is like a full-on cup of coffee that it made me out of espresso beans. I don't understand. It's like a Deluga or something like that. Like, I don't know. What's the brand? DeLonghi. Here. Don't come on stream. Here. I know the camera's facing there. It can catch you if you're too. Call espresso machine. How should I describe this? Putting out too much water. Let me see. All right, well, hold on. Here, try to make me another cup because I don't want to drink this. Like, here. I don't know if you should. We don't know what that is.
Can you hand it to me?
Valve is not closing. Vapor locked. Hold on. Yeah, I don't freaking know. Here, try it again. Just try to do it like, you know. Thank you. Sorry. Anyways, but yeah, the FOMC Minutes report, it's just a recap of the last Fed meeting. Market's mostly flat. Like, it's down a little bit today, but Tesla, for instance, is up after having a pretty weak pre-market session. You know, Nvidia is slightly down after hitting close to highs. The lifetime high on Nvidia is actually 520. And so Nvidia is not really close to that. Like right now, the NASDAQ is under 16K. It broke over 16K for a little while over the last 24 hours, but it did not hold. All right, so Binance CEO is stepping down. He pled guilty to money laundering violations in Seattle, and Binance also pleading guilty, paying the $4.3 billion fine. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying we got the fanciest espresso machine in the world. This thing was like $400 though, you know, so it wasn't cheap. We're not reusing beans. Like what we're doing is we're packing the espresso machine with 2 shots, the equivalent of 2 shots of ground up espresso. And then half the time when we press work, it spits out good, like great smelling, normal espresso. The rest of the time it spits out like a full cup of coffee that's not very strong at all, super watered down. And so like, I don't know what's going on with it. That's kind of frustrating. You know, like I wanted to get off of Keurig's because Keurig's gold is booming. Yeah, gold has been ripping up a lot. I wanted to get off Keurig's because Keurig's are like heat up plastic. And so the first thing you're drinking every morning on a Keurig is hot plastic, you know, and that's not good for you at all. And so I wanted to get off Keurig's because of that, because I don't want to drink plastic the first thing I wake up in the morning. And I figure I like espresso. I could just make like Americanos or something But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at now with the freaking espresso machine. No, it doesn't grind the beans. If it's watery, the grind is too fine. All right. Y'all can hear the music, right? Yeah, you should be able to. Yeah, it just seems like a lot of work. Can you get them for espresso, though? Metal cups, that is. All right, so gold back under 2005. We're at 2000 right now, 2001. Again, the NASDAQ 100 at about 15.95 thousand, so just under 16K. You need fine grind. Right, but see, this is the problem. You look up online, you're like, hey, why is my espresso machine watery? Some people are like, hey, you're grinding it up too much. And then other people are like, no, for real espresso, you need really fine, grind. And so it's like, no matter what, espresso seems like a lot of work for nothing. Yeah, I like espresso, but man. He prefers plastic. Yeah, that's me. Hello, what happened? My samurai candles. I know you can hear me. Can you hear the music? Is what I'm asking. I'm sending my daughter in there to make espresso. We'll see what she comes out with. I guess I could just drink it and it would be probably okay. But like this was like a full cup of coffee of espresso. That's too much. I already got high blood pressure. But yeah, Binance is going to pay the $4.2 billion fine, and they just kind of let CZ go. It seems like money laundering fine. All right, team. And again, we got 45 minutes before the FOMC Minutes report. Y'all do me a favor. Hit the like button if you haven't already. The crypto crash from CZ stepping down. Is Bitcoin moving from this? It is, but not really, Again, bump that like button. We appreciate it. Looking at our poll numbers here, we got about 100 plus votes. 48% think we're going to have a positive reaction. 34% think negative. 17% say, I don't know. Yeah, what it seems like to me is that the SEC just doesn't like crypto, and so they're just kind of finding whatever they can to try to get the big boys out. There's such a subjective nature to some of these accusations that they're doing that, like, if you want to find a charge, you can find one. You know what I mean? Like, that's the problem with it. Is that, like, it seems like they're forcing it a little bit, but I don't know. Maybe CZ was being sketchy. I really don't know. Just from the outside looking in. All right, so the U.S. Department of Justice is going to announce cryptocurrency enforcement action today, according to Bloomberg. This was reported 3 hours ago. I'm assuming they're talking about the CZ stuff. Bro from India wants to meet you. How can it be possible? It's not. I'm not meeting anybody here, bro. Too many weirdos on the internet. Sorry to whoever. Is it? How does this one look? Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, one other thing because it kept on coming out like watery.
Yeah, basically what the online Academy of Engineers online have said was that I ground up the coffee beans too much, like the beans too much. They said if you grind it up too much. Right, but they said basically when you grind up the coffee beans too much, something happens with like the leaking of it, and so
I use the same coffee beans.
here, just pour some milk in that. Actually, just pour some water in that.
Water?
No, okay, you can pour some milk. Pour some milk. That's it. No creamer or anything like that. Just milk, and not a lot either. Just like a little bit of milk. Thank you. All right, so again, the FOMC Minutes report drops at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 2 p.m. We'll put a banner up letting you guys know. All right, so again, the FOMC Minute report drops at 2 p.m. We'll put that up. Again, you can see the NASDAQ dipping down a little bit. Slight red day. Yeah, it hasn't yet though, Matt. So like that was announced. Bitcoin dipped a little bit. It dropped maybe like $600 a token, but it's not like a crazy negative reaction. Thank you. Would the market dump if Powell were to randomly resign? Probably. But there's a difference between Powell and the owner. Like Powell being the Federal Reserve chairman and CZ, an exchange head. You know what I mean? There's a difference there. Powell's government. CZ is private, you know, even though the Federal Reserve is technically a private entity, but like still he's more government related than CZ is, without question, you know. All right, guys, we still got 40 minutes. You can see the timer in the top left. Again, we got Nvidia earnings today too. It's just gonna be a busy couple days. Again, slap that like button. Let's break 100 likes if we can. All coins bleeding heavy. Let's look at some other stuff. Again, I'm gonna do a poll here. All right. Hit the share button, do this poll. We asked people, will this help or hurt today's market on Twitter? You can give me a follow if you want to vote on that. So we got that poll live. Vote on that poll. What is Dow Jones? It's like king on every world market. And Dow's not really the king, I would say. I look at the S&P 500, but everybody's a little bit different. Like I look at the S&P. A lot of people look at the NASDAQ, which is what we have on screen here. A lot of people look at all of them. I look at all of them. You know, so like I'll look at the Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ. My two favorite ones though are the NASDAQ and the S&P. The Dow is like a different animal sometimes versus some other stuff. The Russell certainly is. You know, the Russell is more small cap, so it's preference. People have different preferences in terms of like which ones they like to watch and so forth. Will gold hit 2010 today? It's at 2001 right now. It could hit it. I mean, it tapped 2010 earlier. So it got up to 2010 earlier. I'm not sure if it exactly hit it, but it got pretty close looking at it. I don't know if it actually, yeah, it doesn't look like it actually hit it, but it got up to 2009.8. So basically got up to 2010 earlier. I don't know if it's going to hit it today. Gold's been running. So that's nice, but this crowd's more optimistic. Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at gold futures, so there might be some spread there. All right, so we're looking at Twitter. 64% of people think it's going to help the market. 36% of people think it's going to hurt the market. The word dump, D-U-M-P, is trending in business and finance. What a word. Let's see if there's a reason for this. Somebody talking about Baton Rouge on Twitter. Yeah, I don't know. Some volatility today. Yeah, I mean, Nvidia earnings are going to wildly influence the market. That'll be fun to watch for sure. So Nvidia earnings will be big. We have Binance pleading guilty to violating criminal anti-money laundering requirements. Yeah, Department of Justice CZ deal. All right, so OpenAI's new CEO, Emmett Shear, who was appointed yesterday, is in talks to now resign, according to Bloomberg. They'll hire Michael Scott, according to not Jim Cramer. All right, guys. Yeah, the FOMC Minutes report is just going to be a detailed file showing why the Fed chose to make the decision that they did. If we look at the last meeting, which was right here, November 1st, you can see the minutes report is going to be right here. It's going to show up right here, and it's going to indicate why the Fed chose to make that decision, maybe get some foresight into what they might potentially do. We're going to recap all of it, talk about all of it, talk about what we're seeing in this report, and hopefully get some influence over markets. The market might like or dislike this report. The big thing is going to be dropping after this, which is, again, Nvidia earnings. That's going to be the biggest thing that we're going to be seeing after this is Nvidia earnings. People are saying this earnings season is concerning. People are saying that Q4 expectation guidance has gone down a lot, and that should be a concern. I don't know. I've seen a lot of beats in earnings. I think we are going to start to see the effects of some of these rate hikes in banking over the next 6 months to 8 months. If you look at like JP Morgan Chase, it's up a lot. And so I think we might start to see some corrections. JP Morgan's had a wild run. Citigroup has as well, and that's nice because I'm in Citigroup. Wells Fargo up a lot over the last 20 days. With everything else, I mean, the whole market's up a lot. Still got 30 minutes here, team. Nvidia earnings, NVDA stock. You got Italian blood? No, not really. I'm mostly English. My last name is London. I did one of those DNA tests. It said I was like 60% English, 30% French, 4% African, and then like a bunch of other small percentages is what it said. I did this was like years ago. So like that's what I'm mostly English. Last name's London, so it makes sense. My middle name is Nordic, but I'm not going to go into that. So what's going to happen to the Dow, guys? Crash or rally? I really don't know. Maybe, again, the Dow right now, the whole market mostly is down today. But it's not a huge dip. It's slight. Dow is no exception. Dow is slightly down. Still over 35K. It's at 35.1 thousand right now or so. Gold is pushing up a lot. S&P is neutral but down slightly. Same thing with NASDAQ. Tesla's up a lot today. Nvidia is down a little bit. most of the market's kind of following Nvidia ahead of their earnings report today. That's going to be the big thing to watch. So we'll see. The monthly chart just printed one uptrend start, but unfortunately I need 3 more prints. NASDAQ up a little bit. Part of me wants to short. It kind of looks like a head and shoulders play, but you know, you could at a certain point with a 1 minute chart, you also might just be seeing patterns that aren't there in your head. There's a really good movie about a guy who tries to crack the stock market algorithm, and he just ends up going crazy, seeing all these different patterns where they're not there. I can't remember what the movie was. I think it came out in like the 90s. And so the human brain can play tricks on you. You want to make sure you're not seeing patterns that aren't there. And a 1 minute chart's the least reliable patterns, in my opinion, although sometimes it's the cleanest to trade short term if you're scalping. Inverted cup and handle. Yeah, you know, I don't know what we're gonna get. I hope we're getting something good, but who knows, man. You know, you never know what we're gonna see here. Y'all hit that like button, guys. Help me get over 100 likes. Shivon Zillis says, I need to stop saying it can't get any crazier than this. I've been wrong every single time. Isn't this the person that had the baby with Elon Musk that used to work at Tesla, and then she ended up having a baby with Elon Musk, and now I don't think she works at all? I think that's this person. I might be wrong though. But yeah, so again, Nvidia basically purely flat right now. My guess is that we're going to see very choppy action in stocks and in broad market index funds and stuff like that ahead of both of these reports. You know, and again, in 30 minutes, we got the FOMC Minutes report. Might add some volatility. The big one today, again, remember though, is Nvidia earnings. Nvidia earnings are going to be the big boy that drops today. That's the thing that has the power to really, really influence the market. You know, Nvidia earnings are big. You know, we might have some big influence over markets from them. Hey, I'm streaming right now. All right. I love you, bye. All right, guys. So again, I could put the S&P 500 up. I'm going to make this a little bit larger here. You know, here's Nvidia, here's Tesla. Tesla's had a pretty good day despite a lot of other stuff. Tesla over 240 still. Here's the SPY. Pretty flat day. I mean, we gapped down in pre-market, so we're down a little bit, but it's not like a crazy red day or anything like that. How does someone get pregnant from working for someone? Well, I mean, obviously. I mean, you know. I mean, I'll put it this way. I don't think it's the first time it's happened, sir. Maybe it is. I don't know. You know, can't guarantee anything. I don't like definitive statements. Maybe it is. Gold up to 2,000. We'll see if it holds today. Pretty good update there on gold. Gold's been dipping down most of the year, I think. You know, gold's actually had a green year. Gold started off the year at 1,700, broke 2,000 earlier in the April months. Sitting over 2,000 again. The high of the last year, at least for gold, is 20,085. The lifetime high of gold is 20,089, which it actually hit in 2020. So we've mostly been flat over a 3-year period for gold. Again, we're going to watch it closely today and see if we get some good stuff. Again, it's going to be a very busy day today, guys. Still got 30 minutes here, 30 minutes. see how the FOMC minute report moves things. I'm ready for it. All right, so look at the SPY. Back over the 200 EMA, back over the volume weighted average price. The previous closing price is right around 454. Right now, 454. But again, a very choppy day. I think if we put up like a 5-minute chart on the S&P and we look at what we've done since the opening bell and we put the top and bottom ranges, you know, looks pretty neutral to me. We're starting to edge towards the top of the trend here. So we're starting to edge a little bit higher, you know, towards the top of this range and, you know, doing something like that. I tend to like little cup and handle breakout patterns. You can see Nvidia starting to creep up here on the right side. It's at like 497.50s, 497.50. So, you know, we are starting to see some bullish action leading into this report. I'm not saying this report's going to be bullish. I really don't know what this report's going to show. What I will say is that we're starting to head up a little bit in anticipation of it. So we'll see if that continues. I'm not sure if it will. And yeah, we'll see if we get some good stuff. Dollar looks like gaining some momentum. Yeah, so the dollar index is going to move inversely to the market. The dollar index is pushing up, though. If we look at the Dixie here, there's the Dixie. Dixie up to 103.65. So the Dixie's up a lot. You know, starting to surge. All right, so Sam Altman. This was posted by Emily Chang about 48 minutes ago, which is who's a host on Bloomberg. She said Sam Altman and the OpenAI board are now in talks for a possible return, specifically speaking with Adam Angelo. One scenario is a transition where the board where Sam would serve as director. Meanwhile, E. Shear has told folks he will leave if the board can't provide evidence of wrongdoing. Yeah, I mean, the question is like, I'm looking up to see any potential things that could have made people dislike Altman to drive this move. Again, the dollar index surging up right now. That's usually a weak sign. Typically, the SPY and the Dixie move inversely. So usually, like these two move inversely to each other, but anything could happen. Bearish momentum in stocks on the 4-hour, bullish on the daily and weekly, but bearish on the monthly. Hey, what's up, Tiny? I read an article that said Tesla should abundant. What is abundant? How do you abundant the Cybertruck? Abundant means like in plenty of supply, right? I'm assuming you mean abandon, which means like to leave stranded. You know, like abandoning the Cybertruck means like to bail out of it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he should do. You know, we'll see. Cybertruck's supposed to have their delivery event on the 30th in 9 days. We'll see how that goes. All right, so we still got 20 minutes here, team. 20 minutes. FOMC Minutes report drops soon, and then we're immediately going to pivot to Nvidia earnings. All right, so the U.S. government charged Binance with the following: conspiracy, conducting unlicensed money transmitting business, and violating International Emergency Economic Powers Act. I don't know. Unusual whale posting that college graduates are overestimating their starting salaries by 30,000, according to CNBC. I'm gonna put a 1-minute chart up here for the SPY to see if we're dipping down a little bit. You know, SPY is still very flat. Again, this is ahead of Nvidia earnings at the closing bell today, as well as this. So scrap the project. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he should or not. He's come out, like, I could understand if that happens. I think it's going to be bad for Tesla stock, of course, short term. Maybe it rebounds long term, abandoning the Cybertruck specifically, but it depends. You know, good volume can heal a lot of wounds in business margins, right? So, like, high volume of sales, and I think he's going to have interest. The vulnerabilities for the Cybertruck, business wise, I think are the margins behind them. I don't think it's going to be the volume necessarily causing the problems, but the margins behind the Cybertruck. I think you're getting a lot of truck for cheap, and I think that is hurting his margins a little bit. I think he came out saying that they're not really going to show profits for years. So again, we'll see how that goes. This is the 200 EMA, and this is the volume weighted average price. I believe the settings are -2.2 and day. This is the using the close for the 200 EMA to judge it, but 200 EMA volume weighted average price. They're my favorite indicators. They work the best. Big gurus that told everybody the market was going to crash are now predicting that the market hits new highs. So, I mean, we'll see. Again, dollar index pulling back. What should I put up? Gold? What do you guys want? Let's put it in chat. Would you guys rather gold? Also, hit the like button. If we broke 100 likes yet, we should have. All right, we got 80 likes here, guys. 80 likes. We can do better. Just one little baby. We got over 320 people here. Again, slap that like button, guys. You know you want to. Try one time. Might feel good. Do it now. Gold? Yeah, here's gold right here. Gold right at 2,000. It might be a little buy point for gold. I'm not telling you to buy it. I have no idea what you should do, but it might be a buy zone for gold right now. Again, it's at 2,000. I think that's a pretty big psychological level that we should pay attention to. And so in that regard, you know, I think it's important to watch. And looks like a little flag here. I mean, I can't lie. I think everybody probably sees this flag pattern right here. You know, here's the pole. There's the flag. I think that's a very clear one. A very clear flag pattern. Again, we need 3 more likes to break 100 likes. Do it now. 99. Is the sound bad here? Let me fix it. I'm sorry. Did I need to switch my mic out? Okay, no, my mic is good. So yeah, sound's probably just bad for you. Y'all should be able to hear the music as well. Again, we do have the SPY start to churn up. It's at 453s. Yeah, we talked about CZ pleading guilty. Again, I think the SEC looks like they're just kind of like attacking crypto. Yeah, again, this is a bad look for crypto, I think. If you had told me 3 years ago, Chris Bakey says, quote, I mean, if you had told me 3 years ago that FTX, Binance, BlockFi, Terra, Celsius, Voyager, 3 Arrows Capital, Gemini Trust, and HODLNAUT, and hundreds of other companies were all run by frauds, I would absolutely have believed you. All right, so again, gold still surging up. S&P almost up to 453.50s. Still churning up. Broke over the 200 EMA, which is right at 453s. Again, guys, we got the Fed minutes report. We got 16 minutes. What FEX done makes me think twice. What does it mean for the dollar, if it's positive or negative? John, do you have any guidance or suggestions after passing the trading combine? I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose. You always got to make your own assessment, trade smart. What I would do is I would scale down your size. Ignore the promises of crazy big payouts and scale down your size and trade small and slowly build up profits that way. That way you keep the account. You know, the larger you try to trade, the more risky it is for that account, the more likely you are to lose the account. So once you're funded, if it's me and my own type of trading, I would scale down size, but that's just me. Everybody's different, you know? All right, guys, we got 15 minutes. Stocks are trying to set the new high so Bitcoin can go. Yeah, I mean, the lifetime high on the SPY right now is almost 480, basically 480 up here. We're at about 450s. After today, we're back down to 453s. So we got time. You look like a good guy that give advice. No advice here, bro. Top 3 non-advice givers in the world right now for sure. Definitely top 3. Everybody's different though, man. Do you think the market will gap down eventually? Of course it's going to gap down eventually. I mean, it's not going to go up forever. Nothing will. And you better believe when it starts to, people are going to be like, aha, see, I told you so. But in the end, the nature of the market is that it goes up. Again, I think, like, looking at markets wise, I think the best long-term chart in anything is either gold or the S&P 500. Here's the S&P long-term chart. Here's the gold long-term chart. Those are the best long-term charts right now. Although you could argue they're extended. Gold approaching this triple top level. If it does break this, it's going to be a big technical move for it. We'll see if it does. All right, guys, we got 15 minutes. You can see the timer in the top left. All right, gold up to 2000s. Again, we do have Nvidia earnings today too, which are just a big release. Looks like they're cracking down on crypto again. Yeah, I mean, you could already tell the SEC is kind of going towards them, going after them. So, I mean, we'll see if that continues. Again, gold up there, though. We could put gold up. There's the SPY. SPY moving down. Again, the big one today is going to be Nvidia for sure, though. Again, looking at our votes. Let me know in chat right now, guys. Do you think is it a buy or sell ahead of the FOMC report? Ahead of the FOMC Fed minutes report, is it a buy or sell? Put buy or sell in chat. If you guys think it's a buy, put buy. If you think it's a sell, put sell. Let me know what you think. So scaling down, hypothetically, if trading NASDAQ and the combine scale down, the contracts obviously, but trade like the micro. I don't like trading micros. I think I would just, in the first part of the day, what I typically choose to do is I try to build up a cushion in that first half, right? After I build up the cushion, then I'll scale up to larger size once I have that cushion scalping. But I'll trade very small, like maybe one contract at the E-mini or the Dow or something slow moving. And then once I have that cushion, I can either move to 1 or 2 contracts at the NASDAQ or whatever it is, depending on how large the cushion is. But that way you protect the account first and foremost before anything else. If you're not able to build up a cushion, it might not be the day for you to trade, and you might just want to take a day off and have a small loss or whatever it is, like a couple $100 loss, instead of having these big pressuring drawdowns that people get. I think that's the right move. That's the right thing traders should do. That's the right risk management system, regardless of whether they're in a combine account or not. I think that's the right decision to do, but everybody's different. Sell, sell, nothing burger, sell, sell, buy, buy, sell, buy. Ahead of it, don't trade. I'm with you. I don't really trade ahead of this. I mean, I might day trade ahead of it, but I'm certainly not going to be loading up a huge position based around this report. Sell, sell, mostly sell. So I'm showing up. So it's interesting. The votes, we got about 500 votes. 50% of them are positive votes. 31% are negative, and then 19% of honest folks here in chat say, I don't know. Go all in and then enjoy Thanksgiving. Yeah, it is a holiday week, and so we'll see. Also, I'm going to throw this bad boy in sub-only mode. So if you haven't already, guys, you know you want to subscribe. Again, we're going to report this whole thing live for you. Again, it's going to show up right here. We're going to use AI to interpret it quickly as well. So we're going to use ChatGPT to interpret this as fast as we can. And then give you guys a summary of it, and then look at the price action that we get from it. All right, so that's what we're going to do. We are ready for this. All right, so yeah, we're going to break this report down. You can see this is where you're going to find the report. The FOMC Minutes report is going to show up right here. And again, we will give you guys the link, but we're going to interpret it faster than you're going to be able to see it. So stick around. That's what we're going to be doing here. Everybody announce yourself. Show us that you're subbed. We got over 500 people here. Hey, thank you, Tiny. Both a positive and a negative. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the time they always say the first move is the wrong move in big reports like this. So they always say the first move is the worst move. And again, today with Nvidia earnings, man, I think the FOMC Minutes report is going to take a backseat to Nvidia earnings. Nvidia earnings are usually big, especially the last couple weeks. Nvidia has been wildly influencing the market in a major way. And so Nvidia earnings today have the potential to make or break the market. I think if they come out good, really good, specifically guidance wise, that gives us the opportunity to really go crazy and run from this. If we come out really negative for guidance or for earnings, then that gives the chance to really dump from Nvidia earnings. And again, we're going to stream the full thing as well as the full earnings call later on today. So again, stick around. We are going to stream all of that live, but yeah, that's where we're at now. You might be wrong. What's wrong? Oh, I'm definitely wrong all the time, for sure. Top 3 most wrong. Tesla on the hourly looks like a bull flag. This is gold on the right side here. Thank you, AB. I appreciate it. Yeah, the Minutes report is not as big as Nvidia earnings, not even close to it. Again, stick around. You won't have to go anywhere. We're going to stream both of these. We're just going to redirect people to the Nvidia stream, a little bit after this report goes live in 7 minutes or so. We'll see. Be ready. We're the only one really covering this today, so you're welcome, guys. You're welcome. We cover this live. This is what we do here, Hit the subscribe button. Show your appreciation for it. Looking at our Twitter poll here, the CZ news is really what's influencing the market a lot. We got a decent amount of votes on Twitter. Again, 48% think it's going to help the market. 52% think it's going to hurt the market. We're pretty split. The SPY is approaching the market hours high. It's not the high of the day. The high of the day is way up there. Oh, no. It's the high of the day is... High of the day is right around 450, 450. So we're still like a dollar a share away on the SPY from the high of the day. But we are approaching the market hours high. So right around 450, 360. That's the top range there. SPY is approaching that ahead of this. Maybe this is some front loading into a potential expected outcome for the FOMC Minutes report. Again, I'm really not sure. We're going to cover this as fast as we can. So again, stick around. We'll also give you cliff notes, but bye. Please, what do you think? I really have no idea what this report's going to do. This report is so nuanced. It's a 12-page document that we're going to use AI to summarize. But it's very, very, very nuanced here. It's not something that's easy to interpret or react to. I would just be careful. I would take it very slow. You mean the BJJ, Nathan, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? I got this black eye from it. Look at me. I'm looking tough over here. But no, it's going good. Been doing a lot of arm bars lately. That's kind of been my go-to. You kind of go like, at first it was all guillotines, and now I like arm bars, and, you know, kind of goes back and forth. Amazon is collapsing. Is it really? We're at 144. What's your blood type? I have no idea. I don't even know what my blood type is. All right, guys. Hey, we got 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Hey, thank you, Will. Again, we're going to cover this quick. Guys, be ready. We're covering the FOMC Minutes report live as it happens. We got 4.5 minutes left. 4.5 minutes. Amazon's starting to bounce up. It did bleed a lot today. It drug tech down. Gold ended up pushing up to 2010, basically, dipping all the way back down to 2000. Still green on the day. The SPY is testing the market hour highs, and the FOMC Minutes report drops in 4 minutes here, team. We got about 800 people here live. So, again, hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. We appreciate it. Can we get 200 likes in here? We're going to cover the speech. Again, I'm going to show you guys the speech, but I'm also going to summarize it using AI very quickly, and then cover the market action. That's what it really is. There is no actual speech today. This is a report breakdown of the last speech that happened a couple weeks ago. Tina Smith bought Activision. Where's ATBI right now? Oh, he got bought out. I forgot. Oh, never mind. You're talking about some other stock. I don't even know what that is. All right, guys. Hey, we got 3 minutes. We got 900 beautiful people here. Again, hit that sub button, guys. Hit the notification bell. We appreciate it. Gold at 2009. Yeah, gold's at 2000 right now. It's sitting, at least the gold futures that I see. Hey, thanks, Scooter. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, never heard of it, Kevin. Sorry, bro. Yeah, Nvidia. We're going to stream Nvidia earnings as well here, team. I forgot Activision got bought out by Microsoft. I am in Microsoft. One of my nicest trades right now, really. All right, we got about 1,000 people here. We got 3 minutes here. What about crude? I'm holding Exxon, and so I'm kind of gauging where crude is based off of Exxon. Crude has had a tough couple months since October. Crude's been down a lot. It opened up October at about $90. It's at about 77 right now, so it's had a pretty rough month and a half or so. Thanks for saying I'm beautiful. Hey, y'all are all beautiful inside, because y'all know y'all aren't beautiful on the outside like I am. You know, top 3 greatest ever right here. Anyways, most humble also. 993. Yeah, we got about 1,100 people here right now, and y'all are making me look bad because we only got like 200 likes. I don't mean to be that guy on the internet like, give me likes, bro. But like, help me out with the algorithm, team. That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't care whether you like it. Just help me out on the algorithm. Like, hit the like button for that reason alone. Okay. Anyways, we got the report dropping live in 2 minutes. SPY is at 453s. We got a little double top here. Look at the double top on the SPY. That's kind of a level that I would watch for this report. See if we can break over that. Again, gold right at the 2,000 line right there. That's the 2,000 line. Again, I'm like John Madden over here. You know, we want to see the SPY do like this, and then like this, you know, and then up here. But no, let's see if we can break this high on the day. Again, lifetime high of the SPY is right around 480. But we are pulling back. We can see the 200 EMA and the volume weighted average price right here. So we can see those levels. We'll see if they hold. Hey, it's all good. Cotton. It's all engagement, to be honest. So it's all good. Just hit one of the buttons. All right. All right, 1 minute, team. 1 minute. We got 1,300 here. Can we break 2,000 here today, guys? I think we can. Again, I'm going to use AI to interpret this. You're welcome. All right, we're ready. 45 seconds. Again, the new one's going to show up right here on the right side. We're going to interpret it for you. I'll read some of it. I'm mostly going to use AI to interpret it, so stick around. I'm one of the top 3 readers in the world right now. We're about to read. 30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds. Hey, thank you. Thank you, RD. Thanks, man. Thank you, Smith. Thank you, Fuller. Are you like Fuller from Home Alone? All right, team. 10 seconds. Be ready. We got ChatGPT up. All right, so 2 p.m. Again, right at 2 p.m. it's supposed to refresh. Not there yet. Let's wait for it. Not there. It's going to show up right here. We're waiting for it here, team. Wait for it. Still not there. Still not there. Wait for it to show up right here. Look, we're refreshing. Okay, we're waiting for it here, team. Nope, nothing yet. Again, bear with me. We're going to get there. Let's wait a second. Nope. Still waiting for it. I'm refreshing here. They're just not. They're late to upload it. Market's actually dipping down a little bit here. Yeah, this is their website, so it's not like this is me. I'll try it on a different browser. It's not me, though, I'm pretty sure. They're late on their end, unfortunately. Yep, still not out on the other browser, too. So, yeah, this is just them. I don't mind them being late. I mean, it allows more people to get here, but US 30 looks bad. I mean, market reacted somewhat negatively here, though. All right, so market initially dipped down to 453s. It's finally starting to push back a little bit. It's finally there. Okay, it's here. All right, so again, we're going to start to interpret this using AI, and we'll give you a brief impact on it. So we're going to first look at developments in financial markets and open market operations. All right, that's going to be the first step. It's going to be the first half that we're reviewing here. All right, so I'm asking it to summarize this text in under 150 words. All right, over the intermeeting period, the Fed observed tightening financial conditions driven by increased yields on Treasury securities, lower equity prices, and a stronger dollar. Higher interest rates impacted equity prices through valuations despite resilient earnings expectations. Yields on longer-term dated Treasury securities rose primarily due to higher real yields, with inflation compensation showing only small increases. Stable inflation expectations were noted, and the manager highlighted that liquidity conditions in the Treasury market had not significantly changed. Market expectations indicated that the federal funds rate was likely at its peak until at least June of the 2024 meeting. Okay, again, was likely at its peak until at least the June of 2024 meeting, which means that they're probably not going to raise rates until June. Balance sheet policy expectations shifted, with respondents anticipating a delay in balance sheet runoff cessation. The manager reported smooth balance sheet runoff and declining usage of the overnight reverse repurchase agreement facility, resulting in expanding reserves. The standing repo facility was highlighted as a potential liquidity source if needed. The committee unanimously ratified domestic transactions with no foreign currency intervention. All right, so that's the first half. Again, the big thing is that they're probably not going to raise rates until June, is what they said here. Essentially until June. We're going to look at this next report and have the same thing said. All right, so we're going to have to do the same report and have the same thing said. This next side is going to be the staff review of the economic situation. All right, so as of the October 31st, November 1st meeting, the U.S. economy exhibited robust third quarter growth with tight labor conditions, strong job gains, and elevated consumer price inflation. Labor market imbalances were gradually easing, reflecting in wage data showing lower 12-month changes in average hourly earnings in the employment cost index. Although total non-farm payroll and employment increased, the unemployment rate remained at 3.8%. CPI, while still elevated, displayed signs of slowing. Where did I go? With the price index for total personal consumption, so PCE, rising 3.4% over the 12-month period, the advanced estimate indicates strong real GDP growth, with private domestic final purchases showing a solid increase. All right, so that's the next half. And again, that was the staff's review of the economic situation. So we're going to keep going. Next, we're going to review the staff review of the financial situation. And again, we're just kind of breaking down each section of this. Is a 12-page document. And so this is actually pretty good summarization. All right, so bear with me again, guys. All right, so over the intermediate period, longer-term Treasury yields increased, driven mainly by higher-term premiums due to uncertainty about the duration of elevated policy rates. So they don't know how long we're going to remain hawkish. Short-term yields remained stable, and the implied path for the federal funds rate through 2024 slightly declined. So basically a little bit more optimistic. Equity prices fell, especially in interest rate-sensitive sectors, while foreign asset prices were influenced by rising U.S. Treasury yields. Funding conditions tightened, with declining usage on the ONRRP facility. Borrowing costs rose. The staff noted notable financial vulnerabilities, citing high asset valuations in equity, housing, commercial, along with notable leverage and funding risks in the financial sector. And so that's probably why the market's dipping down a little bit. Kind of we're going piece by piece here to see why the market reacted in this way. You can kind of see the market starting to dip down a little bit. We're going to continue into digesting this report. So again, bear with me. We're going to continue into digesting it. We're still going through it here, team. Next, we're going to look at staff economic outlook. So this is future projections right now. So this is futures projections. It's very short. So I'm going to make it, I'm going to summarize it in like 50 words. All right. So it's very short. We're going to summarize 75. All right. The economic forecast for the October-November meeting mirrored the September projection, anticipating a marked slowdown in fourth quarter GDP. Average GDP growth for the second half of the year was expected to be slightly faster than the first half. The auto workers strike was projected to temporarily restrain output in the fourth quarter, with uncertainty in size and timing. The lagged effects of monetary policy were anticipated to slow GDP growth over the next 2 years, aligning with potential in 2026. The unemployment rate stability was foreseen through 2026. Inflation was expected to reach around 3% by this year of end, with risks tilted toward higher inflation and downside risks to real activity. Again, we're all summarizing this using ChatGPT. And so, yeah, I mean, not a surprise there. And so we're now going to look at participants' view on current conditions and economic outlook. This is a long one here. This is a very long one. That is a very, very long report. And then, so we're going to summarize this. Maybe we're going to give it 175 words. Very long report. All right. So it says the provided text. Participants acknowledged strong third quarter GDP growth, but noted ongoing efforts to balance supply and demand. The labor market, while tight, showed signs of easing, and inflation, though moderated, remained above the 2% target. Financial conditions tightened due to rising longer-term yields, which we've seen them state many times, like bonds prices basically have been pretty high. Participants expressed uncertainty and highlighted both upside risk to inflation and downside risk to the economic activity. Despite the resilient economy, a restrictive monetary policy was deemed necessary to address inflation. The reduction of the Federal Reserve balance sheet was seen as integral. So basically what I'm reading by this, guys, like what I see from this report so far is that I don't think they're going to raise or cut rates anytime soon. I think we're going to stay right where we are, especially for December. I think we're going to stay right where we are, and that's basically the whole report. And so, again, I think we're going to stay right where we are, especially for the December meeting. I think that makes a lot of sense. I don't think we're going to cut rates anytime soon. A lot of people are projecting rate cuts. I disagree. I think we're going to stay paused indefinitely. A lot of people are saying until June or May is what I'm reading a lot. I think that's what Powell had set in terms of expectations for it. So in June or May, potential start cutting interest rates in June or May or June. Let me know in chat right now. When do you think they're going to start cutting rates? Let me know what you guys think. Again, if you haven't already, check out TopStep. TopStep is a funded program in futures. We're going to give you some more cliff notes as well. TopStep is a funded program in futures where I can day trade short. We're going to short this right here in the NASDAQ. But I can day trade short in futures, no PDT rule. That's the benefit of the futures market, is that there's no PDT rule. I can day trade short. A lot of pro day traders trade futures because there's better liquidity, no PDT rule. I can buy market, sell market, all that good stuff, and there's no PDT restrictions. You can see me shorting this move right now. We're flat on the trade. I'm basically shorting the Q. The QQQ is essentially the same price action in what's called the NASDAQ 100, which is what the Q is following. Again, there's no PDT in futures. Top Step's the most legit futures funded program in the world. They give you a demo and they test your skill. And if you can hit the target on the demo without hitting the max loss and while following the rest of their rules and conditions, they fund you between 50 to 150,000. The big thing to understand, and you get a 90% split, you get free funding coaches. They've been around for over a decade. The really useful thing is that most day traders lose. When I first started day trading, I lost thousands of dollars learning. This is one of the ways where your risk for the base one's $49. If you lose, it's not the end of the world. But if you're good enough to pass it, you still get 90% split. You still get to keep your first 10K in profit. The base one's only $49. And I think in that regard, it makes perfect sense to learn day trading. And if you're good enough at day trading, but you don't have the equity to put up yourself, even if you do, it's risk management. Like, the risk is much more limited here, and I think that makes perfect sense. They are a sponsor of mine, though, and so I'm very biased in their favor because they pay me money. If you want to check it out, here's the link. Great way to help support the channel. We're still in this day trade right here, shorting the NASDAQ. Nvidia earnings coming out today, so we're kind of flat here on this trade. Nvidia earnings are coming out today. We're going to give you some more cliff notes on the FOMC Minutes report. Bear with me here, team. Let's find some. Again, still flat on the day, but if we start pushing up too much, we will cut this. All right, so we're up a little bit, or we were. There we go. All right, so we just took half off. We're now up 50 on the rest. FOMC Minutes report, all participants agreed that the FOMC was in a position to proceed carefully. All right, so up 70 on the rest. 80. I'm going to go ahead and cut that right there, lock that in. So you can see on the day here, we're up about 700 on this one, up 685 or so. Day trading. Again, we're going to put some of these cliff notes. All participants agreed that the FOMC was in position to proceed carefully. All on FOMC saw rates remaining restricted for some time. I wouldn't say it's good or bad. It's pretty nuanced. You can see the VWAP hitting right here on the gold chart. Gold dipped all the way under 2,000 and then bounced back. This looks like a bull flag, though, but with Nvidia earnings come out, like, there's no telling what we're going to get. Might be the flux capacitor. Yeah, for sure. You know. I watched a movie with him the other day. I watched Camp Nowhere with my kids. Just a good old 90s movie, man. I remember watching it as a kid. They would never let that movie fly nowadays, but, like, hey. Good or bad day for the dollar index. I'm guessing the dollar index is probably slightly green from this report. And yes, I am correct. The dollar index is slightly up on this report. There's usually an inverse correlation with it. If the Dixie moves down, the market usually moves up and vice versa. And so that's kind of how it goes. And again, we're going to stick around. And again, don't go anywhere. We're going to stream Nvidia earnings coming out too. So we're bouncing up a little bit. I'm telling you though, bro, I've been using Chart Prime a ton with my trades. Like, look at Chart Prime, and they also have a back tester, which is really nice. Like, they have a back tester that I can use. Like, I can't fake this. That they are a sponsor of mine, okay? And they have their Black Friday sale going on. They are a sponsor of mine, but I really can't fake this. Like, look how accurate these things are, okay? Like, look, reversal down, beautiful breakdown. The sell signal here, nice little breakdown. Buy signal here early in pre-market, worked. And this is a 5-minute chart. Sell signal definitely worked. Reversal up signal, bounce, buy signal, bounce, sell signal, all the way back down to the next reversal signal, which you could have used as an exit. And again, I look like John Madden. I know I do. But their back tester is really nice as well. Let me get the screener out the way and the back tester real quick. I think I put 2 of the screeners up. But again, look at the buy signals. When we back tested it, it said the strongest ones were these strong signals, which you can see actually follow through. This buy signal worked as well. If you get a bunch showing up at once in the same direction, that's usually when I think there's the biggest edge, right? So you can see we got the sell signal, we got the bearish engulfing candle right here, and the reversal down signal. Nice little downward action. But this has helped my trading so much. And again, there's so much more. Like there's chart patterns, there's all this different stuff. They do really well. Reversal signals do really well at like identifying tops. But again, you get more than one signal, whether it's a reversal and a sell signal showing up at once. Really nice confirmation there. And again, I challenge you to back test it yourself. They recently added this new back tester that I can put up on charts. That lets me back test the different strategies. Like lately, I've been back testing. Again, the one with the biggest edge is the regular market oracle, or the market oracle pro, and I can change this here to where it lists. I'm still learning to use it. This isn't actually my trades. I'm not actually using TradingView to actually trade. I use other stuff to trade. But if I go to the back tester here, I can put out the symbols that I like, right? So I can put out. Let me find it. I'm still learning to use it. Hold on. Maybe it's the screener that I'm talking about. So yeah, the back signal, look, so I can put in the strong buy signal here, and the sell signal is bearish candles, right? Like I could back test this and let that work. It's still pretty cool. And again, you can only get the back tester if you buy the lifetime subscription, which gives you a lifetime access to this for like it's like $9.99, I think. They are a sponsor of mine. I'm certainly biased in their favor, but wait till this loads. I'll show you when it loads. It's actually really cool. Again, if you want to check them out, definitely biased, of course, in their favor. I kind of wait. I don't plug anything at the very beginning. But if you want to check it out, here's the link. I use a mix of a lot of different things to trade. I have 4 different monitors that y'all can't see. And so... So Nvidia earnings are right after this stream. We're probably just going to stick around and trade with you guys for a little while. So we're just going to day trade right now. And then we're going to pivot to Nvidia earnings, you know, in like a couple minutes. I mean, I'm already up on the day and you know, and I got a bunch of different accounts. So just to clarify, but I'm already up on the day here. You can kind of see we are up 700 or so on the day right now. 10-to-1 win-loss ratio on this account. Yeah, we've been funded in multiple accounts in Top Step over the last couple months. But again, Nvidia earnings are going to have a much bigger influence over everything here. I'm going to buy this little baby pullback. We have a cushion. I don't want to give too much back. This is the NASDAQ, so it does move quickly. All right, so we got a little gain here so far. Up small. I could also add to this one too if it dips a little bit more. We're just right at the top of that range, and so I want to give it a chance to like pop up here. But if it dips too much, I might just cut it instead of adding to it. I might just cut it if it doesn't hold here. All right, there's a pop. Let's see if it gets up there. I'd like to see it test the top of this range. This is a double top up here. And so if it breaks this, it might have like a surge of momentum, but if it doesn't break, it might just stay in this trend. That's the only reason I'm not adding to this or doing anything with it, because I think like one contract is enough. And if it doesn't work, it's all good. All right, about to cut it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just cut it. So yeah, we lost like $75 or whatever right there. Let me make sure this is right. Wait. Okay, there we go. I see gold moving up a little bit, and I see the dollar index fading. Again, Nvidia earnings are the biggest influence right now, though. Is this the right one? Okay, there we go. Sorry. Like I said, I got a bunch of different accounts. I'm trying to make sure I'm trading on the right account. All right. Little pivot. My dogs are barking. Buy gold. Let's review on Australian US dollar. I don't usually trade Forex. I'm mostly like a futures trader because I don't really need to trade Forex. The futures market, I can day trade some currency pairs as well. And there's no PDT rule. And I don't have to like use a VPN or do anything crazy there. So I'd rather just not trade, not have to go through the hassle of trading Forex. I think the futures market makes it much, much easier to trade without all the problems and the headaches and the red tape and the VPNs and all that stuff. Again, you can day trade some currencies. I would check out Top Step. There's the link if you want to check it out again. Of course, though, like I always tell you guys, I'm biased because they pay me money. They're a sponsor. But, you know, I think in that regard, it makes a lot of sense to use futures instead. But everybody's different. AMD is really what sparked this latest market rally. So somebody said thoughts on AMD. AMD is really what sparked this rally, right? AMD sparked it specifically by dropping their earnings report, and then from the earnings they just flew, right? So AMD, Nvidia, to put it into perspective, and this is all relevant for today with Nvidia earnings coming out, the market's run this year mostly from Nvidia and microchip AI stocks, right? Mostly from the AI sector popping off and going crazy and like technological growth in that sector. But a lot of people prior to the last like 4 or 5 months thought that AI stocks were extended on the upside. They were nervous about investing in them because AI stocks like Nvidia and AMD had gone from, like, Nvidia was at a couple $100 a year ago. Now Nvidia is at freaking 500. So it's up a lot, and people were hesitant to buy it. And so that run started to cool down a little bit about 4 months ago, 3.5 months ago. What made those stocks bullish again? Like, basically the market's had a historic run where we've had so many green days in a row, or close to green days. Maybe we've had like 20 days, 18 of the last 20 days have been green. It really is like a historic run in markets. The reason that run started was specifically because of AMD releasing their earnings. So AMD came out with their earnings a couple weeks ago, maybe a little bit longer. Absolutely killed it. Like, did amazing for earnings. Like, did amazing on their earnings report. Killed it. Did great. And that is what sympathy moved Nvidia and caused Nvidia to start running. You know, again, you look at AMD here. We put a yearly chart up. This is when that run started. And this is really what, again, sparked Nvidia's run. And now if you look at Nvidia is what dragged the rest of the market up. And so this whole run started from AMD earnings specifically. There is some arguments that AMD is a little extended now, but this whole run started basically right there from AMD earnings coming out. We streamed AMD earnings as well. But yeah, the whole thing was started mostly from AMD. Crazy year, to be honest. Oil, buy gold, maybe. All right, we're scalping the NASDAQ on the back end here. You see we're up 125. We'll go ahead and lock a little bit of that in. Up about 100 on the rest. That way we're protected. If it turns on us, we're still okay. Nvidia has extended already before results. Yeah, I mean, Nvidia's up a lot with AMD. Like I said, Nvidia over 500 again right now. So, yeah, I saw the CZ Binance news. I did see that. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen there. I don't think it's good for crypto. I'll say that, you know, definitely not. I wouldn't say it's good for crypto at all, but, you know, it is what it is. I mean, you know, I think, like I said, I think if you look for a charge enough in crypto, you can find one. And I think All right, so now we're starting to push up. We're up to about $70, $80 here. I'm just going to go ahead and lock that in. So again, we just took another profit there. Had a little, technically it gave us a loss when we took profit. We still got a 7-1. We're up about 750 here. About 750. Kind of scalping it though. And again, the SPY still very flat. Most likely waiting for Nvidia earnings is my guess of what this is. Like I think the market's mostly waiting for Nvidia earnings. So we're going to end this poll and do another one. Your view on natural gas. That's not really a sector I know very well. I watch oil. I don't really watch natty gas that much. It's not a sector I watch heavily. We're going to ask, does the SPY close green today? Do you need to deposit 25K to be able to day trade? Not in futures. That's the benefit of futures. There's no PDT in futures. You can day trade short in futures. No PDT rule. Makes it incredibly useful because a lot of pro day traders a lot of day traders try to trade stocks with 25K for their first account. Look at Nvidia surge up. I'm gonna buy the NASDAQ because this Nvidia moves look strong. But yeah, a lot of day traders try to go to stocks or day trade penny stocks or use a cash account and do all these different things where the futures market, no PDT. I can, like, again, I'm literally day trading the NASDAQ 100. It moves a lot like Nvidia, moves a lot like Microsoft, moves a lot like Apple, but there's no PDT rule in futures. That's the benefit of futures. This is something I didn't understand for the first few years when I first started trading. Once you learn that futures, like I'm basically getting exposure to day trading stocks without the red tape. I don't need 25K. I can, day trade scalp, very similar to like I day trade stocks, but there's just no PDT rule. And again, the easiest way to try it is Top Step. Try them out. Here's the link. Again, they are a sponsor of mine, so of course I'm biased. But all right, so we're flat on this day trade here on the NASDAQ. Looking for it to pop up a little bit. We're now slightly green. I'm gonna try to break $800 in profit on this one on the day. There's $20, 30, 50. Go ahead and take that. Just lock that in. So we're close to 800. We're up 785 right now. This is Quant Tower. I also use Top Step X a lot. Yeah, Bow. Again, I'm just a little warning, bro. Like, again, if we don't hear from you and then the sole reasons you come out is to criticize sponsors or to like try to say whatever you can to paint them in a bad light, you're just going to get banned, brother. I think with like sponsors, I'm pretty reasonable. Like I tell you guys I'm biased. Like everybody in my shoes are biased. Like, yeah, we got sponsors. We don't really plug too many of them either. Like when you think about like the radio, the radio gives you a commercial, every 20 minutes? My younger generation might not understand that. But we do maybe like a couple plugs an hour here. So like one every 30, 45 minutes, I think is pretty reasonable. Better than a lot of other ones, but I digress. It's all love. I don't know about Quant Tower adding custom scripts. Nvidia puts, calls or puts right now on Nvidia. Nvidia over 500. We're at almost 501. I'm going to be streaming basically all freaking day today. I'm not really looking forward to it either, man. I'm going to be sitting here until like 5 o'clock today. Oof. Part of me wants to buy this dip again. It looks bullish. A lot of it's going to depend on Nvidia. So you kind of see I'm watching Nvidia and I'm using that to trade the NASDAQ 100 because Nvidia is the number 4 weighted stock. So like when Nvidia moves big, it will move the NASDAQ too. No, once you pick a broker, you got to use that broker. Yeah, for sure. Like, I think that's the right way to do it. And I'd rather do it the right way and just tell people, yo, I'm biased. Of course I'm biased. You know? Bullish or down? Bull? I don't know. I think we're kind of neutral right now. This looks pretty neutral to me. You know, especially over, like, you can see when the FOMC Minutes report dropped right here. We've mostly been sideways since this report came out 30 minutes ago. Like, you can kind of see since the report dropped, we're basically up, down, up, down, up. That looks pretty choppy to me. If I could draw a rectangle around it, you know, we know we're pretty sideways. Again, I think what most likely happens, and this is something to understand, I think this can help your trading for sure, is that ahead of big economic reports, meetings, and earnings, stocks are very choppy. Why are they choppy? Because people understand the significance of these reports. They understand that regardless of whatever technical nuance they see on a chart, when these reports drop, specifically Nvidia earnings, it's going to wildly influence the market. It's not going to, whatever technical nuance you have is going to be, like I said, insignificant. It's not going to be relevant anymore when this report drops. And so because of that, traders typically stop relying on technicals as much, and in turn take it very slow ahead of these reports, especially Nvidia, which is one of the biggest reports. Again, if we look at why the market has run over the last year, really, last 8-9 months, a lot of it is due to Nvidia's crazy microchip boom in AI. Right, that's been the story of the last year. It's one of the reasons the S&P is up so much this year is because of this type of run in AI. And so with that in mind, Nvidia earnings, you know, it drops earnings 4 times a year. It's going to have a big influence over the whole market. Nvidia earnings, a lot of people are going to be talking about it. We'll see what happens. How many people think Nvidia earnings are going up? We can look at the chart. Again, we're going to pivot to them in a couple minutes, specifically Nvidia earnings. So you won't have to go anywhere. Literally, as soon as we close this stream, it's going to bring you to the Nvidia earnings. So stick around. Yeah, the CZ news. How did this all affect Bitcoin? I see a lot of people talking about it. Bitcoin back over 37,000, so it's back up some. I don't know if it's going to hold or not, but it's back up some. All right, so hedge fund crowding in U.S. stocks is the highest since Goldman began tracking the data 22 years ago. The typical hedge fund holds 70% of its long book in its top 10 positions. Yeah, so again, market's pricing in a 0 probability of a rate hike in December. Again, when I read that report, we used AI to interpret it. Mostly what I think personally is that we're not going to raise rates or cut rates until next year. I think it's going to be cutting rates. I think we're probably done raising rates. Anything could be true, though. I mean, again, I'm purely guessing and speculating, but I think we're probably done raising rates. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think we'll raise rates again? That's a good question. Will we raise rates again? I'm not sure. All right, so again, the FOMC Minutes report is out. Mostly a sideways reaction so far. The fact that you use AI to summarize the doc, yeah, 100%. I mean, I've been using AI to summarize it a lot. All right, so again, sideways action. Watch Nvidia here at $500. Big psychological level. Questionable whether it's going to hold there, but if earnings come in good, obviously it will. Remember, the lifetime high for Nvidia is not actually 506 like it says here. So this is not actually the lifetime high. The lifetime high is actually closer to 520, where it hit that in pre-market or extended hours one day. It doesn't show up on the long-term chart because it was in extended hours. But if you look at this chart and we go back on a let's look at a 90-day chart and we zoom back here. You can see Nvidia actually hit a high of 520 back here. This is the real lifetime high. It's actually 520 exactly. They say technicals don't do anything in trading, but the likelihood of something hitting an even number for the high like this without any sense is very low. So 520, big technical level right there. So watch that level for Nvidia. Again, 520 is actually the lifetime high. We're going to go ahead and mark that level here so we can see it. And again, it has a chance to hit that for earnings. So it does have a chance to hit that for earnings. There's 520 right here. Still ways up there, though, but that's nothing compared to other earnings we've seen here. I'm not going to say, I don't know what you should do. Okay. I don't know what you should do, man. We are done raising rates for this year. Next year, who knows? Yeah, for sure. Maybe. I don't think we're going to raise rates more. I think, again, you got to remember, like, these rate hikes have a lag effect. So these rate hikes take about a year to hit, to have an impact. You know, they're what raising rates are like you raise rates in order to curb inflation, right? The way you do it is by raising the federal funds rate. By raising the federal funds rate, it makes banking more expensive, and then banks raise interest rates to consumers to compensate for it. And then when consumers have rates go up, consumers stop spending as much. And then when consumers stop spending, businesses in turn lower prices. And thus, over a few cycles, it combats inflation. But it takes a year to have effect, right? But if you look back at the last year and a half, we've had some pretty aggressive rate hikes over the last year and a half. And so what does that mean? That means coming out soon, we might start to see the effect of rate hikes. At first, it'll be in banking specifically, like banks will be the first ones that are hit by it. And then that'll trickle into other things if the banking weakness is profound a lot. It also might benefit crypto. Like if banking looks weak, people do tend to migrate towards cryptocurrencies. Like in the banking crisis we had at the beginning of this year in March, as the banks struggled, crypto thrived, and Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies pushed up heavy in those moments. And so that's another nuance of it that not a lot of other people talking about, which is that if these rate hikes start to affect banks, Bitcoin might go up, and other cryptos, you might have some sympathy trades there. Again, I'm not telling you what to do. I have no idea what what's going to happen, and nobody does. And these all could change, and maybe the rate hikes are not going to be as profound as people originally thought, and all that stuff. We are starting to already see damage to inflation, so that's a good sign, but it's very nuanced. Do we continue the upside down world where good earnings are bad for stock? Well, good earnings are never really bad for stock. Typically, that people might think that, but that's not actually what's going on. Generally, what's going on there is not like good earnings are bad for stocks. Generally, what's happening is that a company might report good earnings now, but their future projection guidance, their guidance numbers were negative and weak. And so what you see is like companies have good EPS, good revenue, weak guidance, and the stock tanks, right? And then people are confused because they want it to go up. So they're like, hey, why did this stock go down on good earnings? But it's like it didn't really have good earnings. It had good historical metrics, but bad future projections. And future projections are everything in terms of earnings. So that's really what it is. But again, at the same time, you really have no idea what's going to happen. It's very anything could happen for earnings. I wish it was that easy to trade, but it's not. Yeah, we're going to live stream tomorrow. Yeah, so again, I'm surprised the crypto market's not down more. Like if we look at Bitcoin here on the left, SPY's still very flat. But if we look at Bitcoin on the left here, you can see Bitcoin at 37.1K. It could be down a lot more, which is kind of surprising that it's not down more. Like you would think it would be, but again, I'm surprised it's not down more than that. Again, Nvidia back over 500 at 530s now. If you look at this, 500 seems to be a pretty big support or resistance level here, though. Nvidia looks to want to hold. We'll see if it does. Yeah, man. I mean, cut the anti-Semitism, man. I don't know if he's already banned or what. Oh, wait, I gotta switch to live. There we go. Yeah, Bryce. Good day to you, sir. Yeah, the report's already out. Mostly, again, it's really nuanced. Market has mostly reacted negatively to it, although it's a slight dip. And I think most of the market is really just anticipating at this point in time. I think the market's getting ready for Nvidia earnings right now. So, yeah, you got to go to live, Pawn. That's what Mon was showing, like the wrong comments. Once I saw it, I was like, all right, bro. Again, get ready. We're going to stream Nvidia earnings. Nvidia trying to move up some. Over 500, still holding there. SPY dipping. Watch gold here. Gold's still trying to pop. All right, so we're scalping a little bit more here. We just locked in a little bit more, another gain in futures here. You can see we're now up about a little bit under 1,000. Slowly kind of rinse and repeating the system. What I did was I saw the SPY hit the VWAP, and so we traded the S&P in futures, the E-mini, basically the spot, and we bought the dip around the VWAP on the SPY chart, and used it to get a nice little gain. Yeah, the FOMC Minutes report is out. I'll put the link up if you want to check it out. Here's the FOMC Minutes report. So yeah, here it is right here. I'll put it up so you can see it if you want to read it yourself. Again, I already used AI to kind of interpret it, but if you want to read it yourself, here it is. Here's the link. We'll put it to the top of the page. Nvidia earnings are dropping in about an hour and 15 minutes. Again, we're going to stream them all live like we always do. I'm actually going to switch streams. So stick around. So again, you won't have to go anywhere. When was this? This was August 23rd. All right, bear with me. You guys ready for the holiday season? What are you getting for Christmas? What are you getting, team? The problem is, like, I don't really want anything. Like, my mother-in-law was asking me, hey, John, what do you want? And I was just kind of like, I don't even know. I told her, like, anything I want, I can kind of buy it. Like, within reason, of course. Like, I want a Ferrari. Can't really buy that. But, like, at this point in time, the holidays are mostly for the kids, All right, so look at that bounce on the SPY. So that dip buy worked. We'd love to see it. So this is going to be Q3 earnings, I'm pretty sure. Q3 earnings. Yeah, this is Q3 earnings. SPY popped. Nvidia still over 500. All right, look at the SPY all the way back up over 453s. Nvidia is churning towards 451s right now also. Maybe we could buy a little dip. I think this strength is obviously looks pretty good. All right, you guys ready? All right, so again, we're going to redirect straight to the Nvidia stream right now. So you won't have to go anywhere. Literally, as soon as we close this stream down, it's going to immediately bring you to the Nvidia earnings call. We only need like 240 subs to break 119K. We're getting pretty close. So Bruce. All right, so we're going to redirect there. Gold will make a new high. Tight 3 months. You said you had a bear with you. Bruce is a bear. You want to see Bruce? Bruce is big, man. Let me see if I can find the picture of him. This is Bruce when he was 7 months old. He's actually much, much bigger than this now. That's Bruce. That's the dog you hear. If you ever hear the dog barking, that's him. Looks like a bear. All right, guys. Hey, we're going to close this stream down. We're immediately going to go to Nvidia earnings. Again, Nvidia earnings should be great today. I'm excited. You guys ready? Again, as soon as we close the stream, don't go anywhere. As soon as we close down, we're immediately going to pivot to the Nvidia stream. And so be ready for that, guys. Like I said, we're closing that stream now. We're getting ready to stream the Nvidia earnings. So again, stick around. We'll be right there. Again, if it doesn't, for whatever reason, it messes up and does not bring you to the Nvidia stream, here's the link. Seems like a good fellow. Yeah, he's a good dog. He's actually got a great temperament. I mean, if he doesn't know you and you come in our yard, it's a completely different story. But if he sees that we're okay with you, then he's super sweet and nice and like wants to play. But yeah, just don't come in our yard. You know, that's a bad move. But yeah, so again, Nvidia started dipped out a little bit. Again, we're gonna start this stream right meow. If it doesn't bring you for whatever reason, again, link is in the chat. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start this right now.